and these lovely ladies joining us tonight. We are here to learn about cruising to Greece with yours truly, your dancing travel agent, and Honey Bunny is here, also known as Michael, but everybody calls him Honey Bunny because I do. But
Hi, Honey Bunny.
oh, sorry. Even Diana from Windstar, when she first met him on a Windstar cruise, I introduced him as Honey Bunny. And so everybody on the Windstar cruise, including the president and the vice president, are calling him Honey Bunny, and they
I
still
love it.
do to this day. I don't
I
know if he
love it.
appreciates that or not.
Whatever.
He goes with it, you know. So I am going to start by making us a fun little cocktail over here in the kitchen. I'm going to turn you over there. Hopefully you can see as I go into the kitchen. Now, hopefully you can hear me. Let me see. I'm coming over here. Can you guys hear me still? Okay, so I'll just kind of yell. So I'm just going to make, as you may or may not know, ouzo is like the famous Greek liqueur, I guess is what it would be, a liqueur. It's like a licorice kind of flavor, anise. Yeah. I don't know how you pronounce it, but flavor, like a kind of a licorice, I guess would be the best way. So I have some of that in here. I'm just going to make one little cocktail, but because it is very strong, I'm going to add that, and then I'm going to mix it up in this lovely Yeti here. It is strong, so I am also going to improvise by adding a little lime juice and some honey. You can also add mint, but we forgot to get the mint. But mint would be good to add, so I'm going to add some lime juice. You're going to see that Gigi's not a cocktail maker at all. And I'm going to add some honey out of my cute little honey bear in case you guys can't see. Here's my little honey. There you go. So the honey and the lime is supposed to cut down on the strong flavor of the ouzo, but some people like just the ouzo with ice or just by itself. Hold on, let me stir this up. Okay, it's not going to look very exciting.
But I'm sure it's going to taste great.
It's probably going to taste great, and I don't think I poured enough in, but that's okay. Look at my pretty glass. It's very pretty. I think I might have even put a little too much lime in there. But you guys get the point. If you like a strong licorice liqueur, you don't have to add anything to it. But when I was searching, they were saying to cut down on that strong flavor and the strong liquor taste by adding some mint, honey, and lemon or lime juice, whichever you prefer. So now we are Greek dancing, everybody. Is everybody ready to stand up and dance with me? It's so easy.
Even I can do it.
Even Honey Bunny can do it.
All right, let's do it.
Typically, you do this dance like hooked up with somebody. I'm just going to pretend. And hold on, let me get my music because I got to have my Greek music. You know, we
have to do some chair dancing.
Yeah. You will recognize this song. Did anybody recognize that from Zorba? Okay, so arms, you're up. Ready, honey?
I'm not hearing the music.
2 steps this way. 2 steps this way. 2 steps this way. Go, Melissa, go.
Doing it in my chair.
Now we're going to do a step kick. Step kick. 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 I see Becky chair or car dancing. And faster.
I'm chair dancing. I'm sorry.
Use that core, Melissa. Now 2 steps this way. It's getting faster. Now back to the step kick. Step kick.
I'm going the wrong way.
Getting ready to get advanced, everybody. Are y'all ready for dance? I might have to back up so you can see me. We're going to go back, up, Can y'all see me? I don't know if y'all
We
can
can
see
see you. We
me.
can't hear the music, but we can see you.
Kick it back, kick it front, kick it back, kick it front, kick it back, kick it front. It's faster, it's faster, it's faster, it's faster. Opa!
Opa! That was awesome.
And
That
there's
was
your Zorba,
wonderful.
the Greek music.
We couldn't hear the music though, but we saw your great dancing. For some reason, we couldn't hear it.
That's so crazy because it's so loud.
Probably because Zoom has like it mutes the background noise.
Zoom is mean.
I know. There's a setting for the
Now, what
background
I
noise.
do need to do is figure out how to share your screen.
Oh, I can do that on my end usually.
Oh, you can? Okay.
Yeah, that was fun. Thank you. I enjoyed that.
I
The
got
only
my
thing
workout.
better,
I got my
the only
so
the only thing better than drinking ouzo and dancing Greek dances on March and Tuesday, March 4th is to be drinking ouzo and doing Greek dancing on April 16th of 2026.
amen to that. Amen to that.
And we're going to talk about that in just a
So
moment.
Melissa's going to share all about Windstar, Greece, and
Yes.
also I'm assuming, I'm just speaking like I know exactly what Melissa's going to say, even though I don't know, what it's like to sail on a small ship and how will this cruise be, how this itinerary will be so good in a small ship experience. So
It's going to be
I will let you
fantastic.
take it away, Melissa.
That sounds great. Thanks, everyone. I'm Melissa Nessenson. I'm with Windstar Cruises. I'm in the sales department, and I've been with Windstar a little over 8 years. And I'm not just an employee, I am a Windstar fanatic, and that's because I'm a Windstar Yacht Club member. I was lucky to sail with Windstar 4 times so far. I'm going in May of this year. I'll be escorting a small group, and we just will be delighted to have you on board. Have any of you sailed with us? I know Gigi has. Not yet. All right. Well, it is a great way to travel. So, as we like to say, it's 180 degrees from ordinary. So, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to disable my camera because sometimes the video runs a little faster when I take that off. I'm going to show a quick video for starters. And can you all hear me okay? Yes? Okay, great. And you can see my screen. You see the Windstar ships. Perfect. So we'll go ahead and do the video first, and then we'll talk about small ship cruising on Windstar, and then we'll talk about Gigi's group in April of 2026 in Greece and Turkey. So exciting. So bear with me. Let me go ahead and get the video started.
The wind and stars have guided the journeys of travelers throughout history. Today, they illuminate paths forward for you to explore the world one enchanting destination at a time. Feel the wind in our sailing ships and see the stars shining on our all-suite yachts as you discover iconic and off-the-beaten-path ports in private yacht style. Cruise anywhere you like, any way you like, with all-inclusive or cruise-only fares. From the timeless golden days in the Mediterranean to the turquoise lagoons of Tahiti, the majesty of the fjords of Northern Europe, to the carefree spirit of the Caribbean, Windstar knows the way. Our welcoming crew delights in your smile and welcomes you to dine on fresh, locally inspired cuisine created by the official cruise line of the James Beard Foundation. With just 148 to 342 discerning guests like yourself on board, you'll come home with more than just unforgettable memories. You'll come home with lifelong friends and a newfound perspective. That's the magic of the wind and stars. That's travel with Windstar. A journey that's 180 degrees from ordinary.
What do you think? Yay, pretty amazing. And you can still see my screen and hear me, right? Everything's good? All right, awesome. So I think you can tell from that video, we have some pretty diverse itineraries and we go to some really amazing places. We have large yachts that hold between 148 guests and just under 350 lucky guests. So if you haven't been on a yacht style cruise ship before, you are in for a treat. It is really something very, very, very special. And we can go places that are kind of off the beaten path. So what you see on your screen here are where we leave from, which are major cities around the world, because it's easier for Gigi and her team to fly you into these bigger cities and then, join the yacht in the bigger cities. But then we can kind of go island hopping and cruising around the Greek Isles or various little storybook villages and hidden harbors and lovely places that the big ships just usually pass right by. So if you have some things on your bucket list, in addition to Greece and Turkey, chances are Windstar knows the way, and we can show you a trip more like a traveler and more like a yachty than a tourist. And there's a difference. So if you kind of like unique experiences and experiencing cultures, authentic cultures, and kind of going away from the touristy places, we're gonna show you a great time. So if you have a special destination in mind, you could reach out to Gigi and her team, and we can definitely get you more information. But tonight we're going to be talking about that region there that I have circled, Athens to Istanbul. There's a beautiful trip in the Aegean Sea. We'll take a little closer look at that in just a moment. And we are going to be talking about small ship cruising in Greece and Turkey. Specifically, we're going to talk about the Star Legend, which is a beautiful all-suite yacht, but keeping in mind that we do have 6 ships, 3 sailing ships and 3 all-suite ships, like you see on your screen. And then also we have 2 new ships coming soon. So today we'll talk about Star Legend, which happens to be my favorite Windstar yacht. I've been on her 3 times. 3 out of my 4 trips have been on the Star Legend, and she is just lovely, and she has a lot of personality. She's also a superstar. If you remember the movie Speed 2 with Sandra Bullock, and if you have, if you've got like Netflix or some of those, you could see if it's on there. Go watch the old movie Speed 2 with Sandra Bullock. She did a great job in there. And Sandra did a great job too. No, the ship did a great job. That was before we took possession of the ship. She was owned by another small ship cruise line at the time. We put in like $250 million to renovate her and her sister ships. They're absolutely gorgeous. So they're classic yachts, but look really contemporary and beautiful, and the upholstery and the furnishings and everything is just new, 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 new. But it has that personality of a classic yacht, which I love, like the beautiful teak woods and the different brass furnishings and things that are just really reminiscent of the classic days of cruising, but yet she's also got the modern touches, so it's best of both worlds. She's better than new. So yeah, I encourage you watch Speed 2. They did a great job, and it was really, really a fun movie to watch and see my favorite ship. So Star Legend holds about 312 guests. When we took possession of the ship, she only held about 212 guests, but during the pandemic, during the shutdown, we used that time wisely, and we totally renovated and remodeled the ships, and we added 50 suites right in the middle of the ship. Believe it or not. So we have 50 brand new suites, 2 new restaurants, new pool deck, new swimming pool, new hot tub. All the fitness equipment is brand new. The most beautiful spa. I mean, it's just huge. We added a couple new dining options. So, the ship is just gorgeous, and you'll love her. She's an ocean-going vessel. She does have a stabilizer. Some folks will say it's a small ship. Does she have a lot of motion? Absolutely not. No, she's really calm and smooth and just delightful. So the Windstar video I showed just kind of tell you a little bit about what you see on your screen. We won't talk about this line by line, but just so you know, as I mentioned, we have 3 classic wind class yachts, 3 all-suite yachts like the Star Legend. And on board, you're going to get a really relaxed, unpretentious, fun atmosphere. There'll be a lot of, just camaraderie, music, entertainment, great food, and there will be dancing, of course, right, Gigi? There's always dancing. And you're going to literally taste the essence of the cultures you're visiting. We're the official cruise line of the James Beard Culinary Foundation, which is the highest honor of any of our top restaurants in North America, all the fine restaurants in America, like in New York, LA, Chicago, Miami, all the big foodie towns, Atlanta, and so on and so forth. I'm probably missing a few. Those finest restaurants are all James Beard award-winning restaurants. Windstar is the only cruise line that has received the James Beard recommendation and endorsement. So it is on par with dining in one of the top restaurants in the United States and in North America, for your whole trip. It's just phenomenal. And we've been doing this for over 40 years. So we've really perfected small ship cruising, yacht style cruising. And we can get, as I mentioned, off the beaten path and give you really immersive experiences. So we're really excited to, kind of show you the ship. The beautiful Star Legend is all ocean view rooms. We have no interior rooms. We have ocean view rooms and also some French balcony rooms. A few of the extra large suites have private larger balconies, but this is an entry level room which would have either two porthole windows or a picture window or a French balcony, and it's about 277 square feet. So everyone gets a suite with a walk-in closet and a extra large bathroom, and it's just, isn't that gorgeous? I could live there. Just beautiful. So the suites are really, really great, but you're not going to be spending a lot of time in your room when we're out at sea because you want to be out on deck. The entire ship feels like, you're on this fun private yacht. And when you're out on deck, you want to be, meeting friends and sharing bottles of wine and dancing and just, experiencing it. So if you've never done a yacht style cruise, you are in for a huge treat. So if you're not a cruiser, that's fine. Forget what you think you know about cruising. This is yachting. If you're a cruiser, but you're tired of the big ships, you've done that with the kids, maybe you've done that with the grandkids, and that's all great. But now it's time for you to do something a little more sophisticated and really laid back, and just really over the top awesome. Welcome aboard. You're going to love it. So, freedom from crowds, no waiting in line, getting to know the crew. They get to know you. You spend quality time with your fellow passengers, and it's really delightful. It's like spending a week at, a yacht club or a country club and getting pampered and just, really having a great time. So as I mentioned, very contemporary, very relaxing, wide open spaces. This is our yacht club. All of our ships have that. It's like kind of a nice, relaxing place for coffees and cappuccinos and espressos and all kinds of salads and snacks and things. And if you want to have a group on board, like maybe you have a anniversary or a special occasion coming up, reach out to Gigi. She can, set you up with a beautiful group on Windstar and have a private cocktail party, private event right here at the yacht club. If you're joining Gigi's Windstar group in Greece and Turkey, if there's a certain number of people in your group, you'll have this great cocktail party right here for your group. So we're really excited. So it's a private party and it'll be lovely. But again, also thinking beyond this trip, if you have something special coming up and you want to put a yacht style group together, reach out to Gigi and she's happy to help you with that. If you had 18 or more guests in your group, you'll have this really fun private party. All of our ships have a beautiful restaurant named Amphora. There's no reservations needed. It's 5-star multi-course dining. It's white glove service with a smile. Without the white gloves, it's not stuffy. So, it's like top-notch service, but friendly and low-keyed. And, the crew are just amazing. And they're just they really make that experience feel like so much fun. Candles is our outdoor area. And when you get on the ship, you'll want to make reservations there. There's no cost to dine in our supper clubs. Our alternate dining is always included. So it's kind of neat to be able to sit under the stars, with the beautiful moon and getting the sights and sounds of the ocean. It's very unusual to dine outdoors for dinners on any cruise ship. So you could do that on a yacht style cruise. It's an intimate venue. So when you get on board, they will ask you what night you'd like to go to Candles. So, Gigi, if you all want to go on a certain night, make sure you kind of all, make that request when you get on board the ship. And then bring your dancing shoes because Compass Rose is where we have all the action after your, multi-course dinner and after you've, maybe taken part in some of the entertainment on board. Then you're going to mosey over to Compass Rose where we have our live entertainment. We've got one of the best, rock and roll dance bands at sea, and they have different nights. Like one night might be an ABBA night, one night might be a Motown night, a jazz night, a classic rock and roll, and just all kinds of favorite songs. So you're going to have a really good time there. It is a very fun crowd. It is not a late night crowd. So normally by midnight, everyone's winding down and relaxing. But then the nice thing about a yacht is, you have that room that feels like a little small apartment. You've got your living room, you've got, complimentary movies. There's first run movies on Windstar, great movies. And a little thing I learned last time on my cruise, because I said, where's everyone going? Compass Rose was kind of winding down. And they said, oh, we're going to go finish our movie. movie from last night. I said, oh, really? They said, yeah, our popcorn order is almost there. I said, you're what? I work for the company and I didn't know. So we do have 24-hour room service, not only, great, delicious selections. They also have 24-hour bar service right to your room because you never know when you need that, 1 a.m. martini. But you could actually get fresh popped popcorn, movie style popcorn delivered right to your suite. So can you imagine Facebooking your friends and saying, "Hi, I'm in Greece. I'm on a yacht and I'm watching a movie, eating popcorn, and I'm just having a blast." People will be very jealous. That is definitely a cool memory. So I did that on my cruise and it was awesome. But the meals are amazing on Windstar, always made fresh, never pre-prepared, never frozen. It's really great. So we do have a beautiful pool deck, and we have a new sound system, a new lighting system, and isn't that a great place for our on deck pop-up disco party? Woohoo! Look at that. So you're gonna have a good time. There's line dancing. There's the crew get out there and have lots of fun, and you're just gonna have a really good time with the crew and with your fellow passengers. And when it's time to just chill, we have our beautiful spa facilities. It's complimentary fitness classes. You could use the gym, do yoga. There's all kinds of great stuff going on there. And then you can use the steam bath and the sauna and the relaxation chambers and these relaxation areas. There's no, you don't have to buy a spa pass. It's open till about 10 o'clock at night. So come on in and chill out. And then don't forget to meet the captain. Come on up to the bridge. The door's open. This is not like a regular cruise ship where you have to buy a tour. Not at all. Go meet the captain, check out what's on the radar, check out what's on the maps. You'll have a really good time with the captain. And I like doing that late at night where you can go stargazing under the stars. And it's really a lot of fun. So you're going to experience exceptional service, extremely friendly, thoughtful, genuine service. The crew, they aim to surprise and delight. Great flavors incorporated from the local delicacies, and everything's just made fresh, beautiful. Great service, great ambiance. And if you like farmers markets like I do, you can ask what days the chefs are going ashore, because our chefs do source those ingredients in these little beautiful villages. And if you'd like to come with them and check it out, the vendors love it too. They always show off for the Windstar chefs, and they're here, try this, taste this, and you're tasting all kinds of cool vegetables and fruits and all kinds of lovely stuff. And what a great thing to have an on-deck barbecue party the next day with all those things that you've helped source with the chef. So all the meals are always included. All your non-alcohol beverages are always included. You have a beautiful room, lots of great entertainment, and you'll just have a wonderful time. If you'd like to have an all-inclusive fare because you like the convenience of having the unlimited alcohol, Wi-Fi, and tips already prepaid, so you don't have to even think about it when you get off the ship, that's going to just add like $99 a day to your cruise fare. No big deal, right? I mean, but if you don't drink, you don't have to pay that extra. So, you'll have a per person choice if you want to do all inclusive with alcohol, Wi-Fi tips, or just the cruise only fare. But you can see on the left side of the screen, lots and lots of stuff are included in the fare. So we're the only cruise line that gives a per person choice per person between an all inclusive fare or a cruise only a la carte option. We do have beautiful hand curated shore excursions. They are optional. They have different price ranges, but they're very, very small groups. So very immersive, educational, and very fun. They do sell out fast, but we do incorporate locals into the experience, going into, a 14th century villa, going into a family farm, having lunch in a private home, all kinds of cool experiences. So we also have our active adventurous excursions, which are going to be more of like the e-bikes and the snorkeling and, maybe zip lining or various things like that. So lots of different type of immersive experiences. Or maybe you just want to chill out and go to the beach and do your own thing. Absolutely. That's what yacht style vacations are all about. It's not structured. It's not rigid. You don't have to be on a tight time schedule. It's just really, very, very carefree. And that part of the world has some of the best, most beautiful beaches. So the Aegean Sea is absolutely delightful. We'll be sailing from Istanbul to Athens, April 16th through the 24th of 2026. And you can see some really lovely family destinations. So Istanbul in itself would be, kind of known as its own destination. And of course, Athens as well. That's where the sailing concludes. So you probably want to come in a day or two early and maybe stay a day or two, at least a day or two later, because you want to explore Istanbul and Athens. But your actual cruise ports are there, as you see, and we have plenty of time to explore. You don't feel rushed, and it's gonna be really the best of Greece and Turkey around the Aegean Sea. Now this will kind of zoom in a little so you could see the itinerary a little bit closer in for Greece and Turkey. And this area here, you might be wondering, how in the world are they going to bring the ship from point A to point B? I get that question all the time. They said, how does that work? How are you going to cut through Greece, literally? Well, that's a very good question. It's actually one of the man-made wonders of the world. It is the Corinth Canal, and very few, quote, cruise ships can actually squeeze through that tight clearance. So that's how, instead of having to go all around, all around that land mass, we can go right through. So very, very exciting. And I have another picture I'll show you in just a moment. So Istanbul, beautiful. Some people know it as Constantinople. It's known as the Queen of Cities, the door to happiness. I love that. That's pretty cool. And it's actually the only city in the world built on two continents, Asia and Europe, and has a lot of unique, fascinating monuments and history and cultures. It was ruled by the Romans, the Byzantines, and the Ottomans at various times in history, and they've all kind of left their own, monuments and fascinating blends of cultures and foods and dance. Unique dances, absolutely. Right, Gigi? So it's going to be beautiful. So the town of Myrnia, the island of Limnos in Greece, not a lot of cruise ships go there. It's a very small port, very shallow port. So it's really kind of cool to go off the beaten path. It's a mountainous island. There's a beautiful what do they call it? A walkway, a promenade. That's the word I was thinking of. A promenade with a fortress. There's a beautiful Venetian castle, archaeological museum. The beaches are pretty long, sandy, clean beaches, not crowded. If you kind of see, it's a beautiful village there, like with stone paved alleyways and stone built houses. And they have the currents are really, really nice. They're ideal for windsurfing. So if you like that kind of thing, they do have, vendors on the shore side doing, windsurfing, very, very popular. So that's going to be your actual, like day one is Istanbul embarkation day. So day two is going to be the town of Myrnia in Greece. And then day three, this was one of my favorite places in the Greek Isles, is Mykonos. It is like picture postcard like scenery. I mean, it's just so beautiful. It's a backdrop of a lot of, paintings, classic paintings. It is a, kind of classic Greek island, hundreds of these whitewashed, buildings, hundreds of, like beautiful white churches and windmills and these charming little alleyways and beautiful homes and, beautiful bougainvilleas and flowers. And it's just awesome. Keep an eye out for Pelican Pete. He's about almost 4 foot tall pelican. He roams around the harbor, and they say it's good luck if you see Pelican Pete, but you're on a Windstar yacht. I think you're pretty lucky as it is, right? But snap a picture of Pelican Pete and put him on your Facebook, because it's kind of a lucky thing to find him. Kusadasi, Turkey. This is very, very exciting because not only do you have the whole day for sightseeing and touring and enjoying yourself, but the ship's there till about midnight, because once, like the national park, which is called Ephesus, once the national park closes for the day and all the tourists are gone, we set up a private dinner. So I didn't want to give away all the surprises, but just be prepared. You're going to have a beautiful private dinner party under the stars in the ruins of the Library of Celsus, the Celsus Library, or the amphitheater. There's a couple sites where we do that, depending on, that particular day. It's just out of this world. It's one of the world's greatest outdoor museums and archaeological sites. Lots of history. There's music. We have a beautiful dinner there and dancing. Absolutely. So this is the venue we usually use, which is the Celsus Library, or as I mentioned, it might be the amphitheater. Isn't that spectacular? So just our passengers and our crew. There's a beautiful concert they set up there on the steps of the library, and our chefs come shore, and they work side by side with local chefs from that region of Turkey. It is awesome. And when the sun sets, everything kind of lights up. The lighting is spectacular, and you'll see folks dancing and just having an amazing time. So it gives me goosebumps just talking about it. You are gonna love, love, love it so much. There's no cost, it's optional, but don't miss it. It is spectacular. And then you'll have a nice early day the next day in Bodrum, Turkey. This is again one of those kind of lesser known places, but it is kind of for people in Greece and Turkey. Europeans consider this a very popular tourist destination. Most North American travelers that have been to the Greek Isles and Turkey, they've probably never even heard of Bodrum, but it's absolutely gorgeous. It has ancient history, beautiful beaches, a really popular bazaar. If you like silver jewelry and scarves and things like that, handmade items, they're very known for that. So there's great shopping. And as I mentioned, look for Pelican Pete and Mykonos. We'll look for the Bodrum peacocks that strut their stuff along the two marinas and the village. So maybe you'll be lucky to see the peacocks also. That's what they're known for. There's a Bodrum castle. It's a medieval fortress. There's a museum of underwater archaeology. Now that's kind of interesting, underwater archaeology. And actually the mausoleum there is known as one of the seven wonders of the ancient world. So if you like history and unique experiences, that would be definitely worth checking out. But if you're just kind of feeling like being a beach bum that day and check out the beach, that's fine too. They have a gorgeous beach that actually is surrounded by tangerine groves. And I haven't been there, but I heard they're absolutely delicious, like the most flavorful tangerines, and a very picturesque beach area. So that's something to look forward to. Santorini. This is by popular demand because people just love Santorini. It's going to be a little more crowded than the smaller villages that we're going to, but it is worth it. They say it has the magic of Atlantis. It's like one of those places where you feel that energy, but some people do claim that there's, Atlantis is off the shores. I don't know if that's true. But Santorini is made of volcanic rock, beautiful colored beaches of all the different volcanic rocks, black and red and white, and all kinds of different colors. Really kind of neat. The buildings are, as you see, those iconic blue domes. There's spectacular cliffs. There's hiking and shopping and touring and lots of stuff. The water is like this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful blue. So I know you're going to really enjoy yourself there. Then with all that fun and all that sightseeing and touring, you need a day off, right? So day 7 is going to be a relaxing day at sea, so you can enjoy Star Legend. She is a phenomenal cruise ship, and it feels like home away from home, and it's going to be lovely. So I know you're going to have a great time there. That's possibly the night that they're going to do the on-deck signature barbecue party, possibly. Giant things of paella. The captain's usually out there, flipping the grill of lobsters and all kinds of fresh stuff. They're going to showcase lots of great flavors, and then they usually have a little on-deck dance party after that. So that'll be a lot of fun. And then Delphi, Greece. So Delphi is considered one of those magical places that it was known as an oracle. The temple there of the Temple of Apollo was known as an oracle. So back in the ancient world, when people needed to make very, very important decisions, or heads of state had to make some, what should I do about this or that issue, they would go here and they would actually ask for clarity and find the answers. So if you have any questions in your life, or you just want to, kind of know, what direction to go, you can ask the oracle, they say, and you might get some clarity. So the joke is, before there were fortune cookies, there was Delphi. So people would come there to learn their fortune, and it was supposed to be a very, very special place. So check that out. And then, and that's also a UNESCO heritage site. I should mention, because that's very, very important, very important UNESCO site. And then we talked about the Corinth Canal. So as you leave Delphi, we're going to be heading through the canal, and it cuts right through Greece. There's no locks. It's just straight through. It is just beautiful. It's 4 miles long. We do take it slow, and it's about a little over 80 feet wide. So, we're one of those few ships that can actually traverse that waterway. So look at the clearance at some point. That's pretty tight clearance, isn't it? I love that picture. So when we say we go beyond the reach of other cruise ships, that is a great picture to illustrate that, isn't it? So your ship is going to come into Athens. I highly recommend, as I mentioned, please talk to Gigi and her team about staying longer in Athens. There's so much to see, the archaeological sites, the temples and museums, the food, the nightclubs for dancing. So it's going to be great. So how does this all look so far? Looks great, doesn't it? So just to recap, here's your itinerary and here's your map. You've got, lots of nice time to sightsee and shop and tour and do your thing. So you ready to sail away with us? We certainly hope so. So Gigi's going to provide you with pricing and availability, but I will tell you that there is a discounted group rate if you book early. Availability, you can be tight because remember the ship holds about 300 guests. So you definitely want to deposit early. And a deposit only means 15% of the cruise fare. And if you book early while she has her group rates available, you're going to get a special perk for being in Gigi's fun group. So if you book for April 16th for the Aegean Sea, the 8-day cruise on the Star Legend, not only will you get the discounted rate, but you'll have $200 per suite of shipboard credit. If you're a solo traveler, Gigi can provide pricing for you, and you'll also still get a shipboard credit, and that would be $50. But if you guys, for those folks that are watching this presentation, either live or recorded, if you book within the next couple of weeks, book by March 18th of 2025, you'll also get an extra $50 per person shipboard credit. So how can you use shipboard credit? Well, I can think of a lot of ways. In the spa and the beautiful gift shop, which has, we have jewelry and all kinds of, great accessories, and it's just logo wear and a very upscale boutique shopping experience. You can use that for, buy bottles of wine. If you already have the all-inclusive fare with the alcohol included, that's wines by the glass. We have about 35 or 36 different brands of wines, actually. Fine wines, delicious wines, and some that are really, just exclusive to the region we're visiting. But if you want to get bottles of wine, then if you have the all-inclusive fare, you do get discounts on the wine. But you could use your shipboard credit for any of your wine purchases if you're going to buy wine by the bottle. If you don't already have the drink package, you could use those shipboard credits towards, your wine, your drink purchases. You could you book a shore excursion on the yacht. If you have a bucket list item and it's something that you really, really want to do as far as a shore excursion, please book those early because they are small groups and they will sell out fast. But if you are kind of flexible and you're not sure what you want to do and you just want to listen to the onboard presentation about the different shore excursions they still have available, then you could book the excursion on the ship and use that shipboard credit. You cannot use the shipboard credit for your for your, well, I should say your VAT tax, which if you don't have the drink package or the drink all-inclusive, they do for bar purchases in Europe, they have a VAT tax. So you cannot use shipboard credit for tax or gratuity, just so you know. So this looks really great, right? We hope you'll join us. If you've not yet joined us before, if you are not a repeat client with us, this is your first time. If you have a friend or a neighbor who has cruised on Windstar, make sure you mention that to Gigi because we do have a Yacht Club member referral program. So if you have a friend who's a past guest of Windstar, and you are a first-time cruiser, then you can get a extra shipboard credit for being a referral as a new guest. But if you're a past guest of Windstar and you refer friends and neighbors and associates to join this group, then you will get a referral credit as well. So the referrer and the referee will all get shipboard credits. So that's a great program. So when you do your first Windstar cruise, then you'll be considered a Yacht Club member, and then you'll be eligible for referral credits going forward. So you just let Gigi know if you're a brand new guest, and if you have a friend that has referred you, or if you are a past guest and you have friends you want to refer. We can't wait to welcome you aboard Gigi's group in Greece and Turkey. It is going to be a pleasure hosting your group. And Gigi, of course, is going to be able to answer all your questions. One-on-one, you can reach out to her. But there probably are some questions that y'all might have. So I'm going to go ahead and come back on screen and we can go over questions if we have the time. Gigi, how are we looking on time?
I think we're good. Yeah, we're still good. So if you guys do have any questions, Melissa can answer anything. And also I
Awesome.
will let you know that I am going to send you I'm gonna do this recording and I'll send you the recording in case you want to go back or you want to share it with anybody, but also the link that will show you the cabins, what they look like, the pricing, all that good stuff. So I'm gonna send everybody that as well. So if you guys have any questions, you can either type it in the chat or unmute yourself and ask away.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, I would just add real quick, when we went to Tahiti a few months ago, there was an excursion that I was really excited about. And it turned out that I got the last spot because I did not do it in advance. So it is kind of important to do it in advance. But it was swimming with humpback whales. And it was a fun experience, and it was something I thought would be really cool, and it was really cool. So there's a lot of neat excursions that are
Wow. So
offered.
you were on the Windstar Star Breeze, was that right?
Starbreeze, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, lovely. Well, if any of you want to check out the Star Breeze, well, the best way to check it out is to book that with GG and get on the yacht and check it out. But meanwhile, if you have like Hulu or some of those other streaming services, if you haven't watched The Golden Bachelorette this past season, they filmed the last 3 episodes on board a Windstar Star Breeze in Tahiti.
It's amazing.
And we
And
came home
it's the
the
sister ship to
day
the Star Legend.
we came home
So
the
you'll,
day after that, and we saw it on TV, and we said we were just there.
oh my goodness.
Yes,
Wow.
Miss
Yes, you
Jana
could
has
see
a
Joan found love on
question.
the Star Breeze.
So what is your
So,
question? Oh, let me unmute you. Oh,
I got
you
it.
unmuted. You got it.
So, is there an age limit?
well, we do welcome guests of various age groups, but it's an adult environment, really. So, you want to leave that up to yourself. Anyone under 8,
We're
it wouldn't
talking
really.
16 and 18. By that time,
Oh,
they'd be
yeah.
17
Oh,
and 19.
Absolutely, yeah.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
Okay.
that would be a perfect age. Anybody under 8, I'd be like, oh heck no. And
Oh,
nobody
no,
wants going yachting with a
no,
toddler,
you
right?
wouldn't want to do that.
I
No.
love
Yeah,
kids, but I
no,
don't want to yacht
they
with a
would be
toddler. But yeah.
perfect for that.
Okay.
Yeah, 16, 18, yes. In fact, on my last cruise, which Windstar, which was February of last year, I did the beautiful winter med, which if you haven't been to the med in the winter, it's also absolutely beautiful and picturesque. So we had a lovely couple on board, and they brought their 15-year-old son, and he was just a charmer, and the crew loved him. And they have a couple chess boards out there on the yacht club, so he's always challenging all the adults to chess, and he was checking out the menus every night before dinner because he loves culinary, and he was so into it, checking out all the history, and he did a couple like Facebook lives for his friends, and like just really showing off that I'm on a yacht, and he just loved it, and the crew loved him, and he had a great time. So
We
I
had
do know
done
that.
winter in the Med too. And what was so great about that was there were no crowds. I mean, it was, I guess, November, December, and there were no crowds. And every one of the ports were so small that they got right into the city. So you were off the ship in 3 minutes and you were able to
Wow.
explore like crazy.
Yes.
It was really an amazing trip.
That's the difference between a yacht style vacation and a mega ship. We could just go into these beautiful places that you don't really see the bigger ships. And yeah, Santorini's a little crowded, but other than that, these places are, usually pretty laid back, and you don't see a lot of other ships, if at all.
Yeah, that was one thing I loved about it. And the fact that it's so port intensive. It's nice to have
Yes.
a sea day, but then it's so nice to be able to go like from port to
Yes.
port and
I will
experience
tell
that.
you, a sea day is a very exciting thing on a Windstar cruise, because on most like 7-night cruises, there are 0 sea days. So you have an 8-night cruise and you have a sea day. I am so jealous because of my 4 cruises on Windstar, we've had no sea days, and I love that time to just enjoy the ship.
You
I
should
always feel like,
join us, Melissa.
oh, wouldn't that be
I'll be
lovely?
happy to book it for you.
Oh, I know you are a great travel advisor.
Yeah.
So you never know, right? If your group grows, you get enough people, they might need to send an escort. So you tell 2 friends, and you tell 2 friends, and so on and so
Everybody
forth.
tell all your friends
So
because we're going to
I
need
would
an
love to join
escort.
you at the yacht club for your private party. And
Yes.
Yeah, I would
that's
add
what I was
one
mentioning.
more.
If you have a special occasion coming up, an anniversary, a milestone birthday, retirement party, or just a great getaway, why not invite folks to join this group? Gigi's done all the legwork. She proactively secured these rates, quite a while ago. So she got early booking rates. And so, you're more than welcome to invite your friends and neighbors as long as they're a lot of fun. You want to
They
be with
have
the
to be
fun
fun.
people.
They have to be
Right.
nice and fun.
The other shout out that
Yes.
I'd like to make is the James Beard Foundation. We've been on many lines, and I used to take clients to the James Beard Foundation house in New York
New
City.
York.
So I
Wow.
had learned about it years ago, I don't know, in the 80s, whatever. And whenever I found this affiliation, I said, "Oh, what's that about?" Because that's rare. And sure enough, it was the same James Beard Foundation. And it
Yes.
is amazing having these
Mm.
chefs from around the country come and make these meals. And there's nothing like the cuisine on Windstar.
Yes. Thank you. We do have so many of the top chefs from North America that have sailed with us that they've actually shared their signature recipes with us. So every menu in Enfora, which is the main restaurant, every menu has the signature recipe. They suggest the different wine pairings. They have just the freshest, most lovely food. They don't even cut the tomato until you order your salad. That is how fresh everything really is. And because they're very concerned about food waste and things like that. So like I just had never been on a cruise before I went on Windstar, a cruise that it was just all made to order. Everything is made to
Mhm.
order. And so it's just delightful. But yes, we've had so many top chefs sail with us over the years that now they do escort select sailings. And even if it's not a quote culinary cruise, it definitely is going to showcase
Feels like
the
it.
flavors of the places you're visiting. So for sure, you'll love
Yeah.
it.
And I'll say also, I know she touched on the service, but it is like no other. Every single person there will know your name and what you like and what you don't like. And it's crazy how well they know you. From the minute you get on the ship, it's a little freaky, but in a good way. It's
Yes, I don't know
amazing.
how they know, but
I don't know
like
either. I was there.
we challenged the crew that by the end of the first day that they should, greet folks by their first name.
And you
And
do.
and it's genuine too. The crew are really lovely people, and they have great personalities. And this is not just a summer job, many of them have been with us for decades.
Yeah,
So
we
they can't wait to
actually
welcome you aboard.
we did meet a lot of those people, and you could just tell how much they love it. Like they have a passion for Windstar and for working there. And like you said, it wasn't a job to them. You could tell they loved it. They loved everything about their job. And I also love the fact that Windstar really includes them, like all levels and everything. And like they even had she showed that picture of everybody dancing on the deck. And when we were in Tahiti, all of the crew came out and danced with us. In fact, they led the dance. And I loved that. It wasn't just like the performers or, whoever the singers or whatever. It was the crew that got out there and taught us how to dance. And you could tell how much fun they were having. And I love that they include them in everything.
Yes, you're absolutely right. And another thing I forgot to mention, don't miss the crew talent show, variety show. It is really great. So they do showcase the dances of their own cultures and singing and they're very talented. So that's a lot of fun too. So
True. Well, if you guys don't have any other questions, I will not keep you here all night. I am going to I'll send you the recording. I'll send you the link. That way you can look at all the information about the cruise with the itinerary and everything. And of
yeah.
course, if you need to get a hold of me, you all should have my email as well. And we just cannot wait to have you guys on this cruise with us to Greece and Turkey. Right, honey bunny?
It's going to be nice.
We are so excited, and we
So
want
much
all of you
fun.
guys to join. And we want so many to join that Melissa does have to come and join us and
Oh,
escort
okay.
us.
Well, if you get enough folks, like I said, maybe my boss will say, yes, she has to escort the group. So
I
cheers
bet,
to that.
I bet that
Thank
will
you,
happen.
Melissa.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much,
This is just grape juice,
Melissa.
by the way. It is grape juice.
Mine's like pretty
I've
much
got
all
work to
lime juice
do.
because I put so much lime juice in mine.
I'm at that age where grape juice tastes even more refreshing than
Right.
alcohol.
I
Isn't that sad?
understand how that is. I know how it is. Well, I just thank you guys so much for being on here. And for those of you that are going to be watching later, thank you. And I can't wait to cruise with everybody. And I appreciate you, Melissa, for being on here. And it's been a great night. I thank you guys. And
Thank you, Melissa.
Thank you. Have a wonderful
Thank
evening.
you.
Hope to
thank
see
you
you on board.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.